Okay, break time over. Here's hoping we get a few shorter and slightly more fun stages, and I think we do. I think 2 stages I remember being in Tier 9 that we haven't had yet that I'm going to be really looking forward to. So, yeah, after the long drawn-outness of the previous level, let's hope for some good ones coming up. Proto Man. Hi, brother. Do you remember coming to this cliff when we were kids? I don't. Oh yeah, I never had a childhood. Just gotta whistle away them blues. Nah, just kidding, yeah. No hard feelings. Seriously, don't I look cool standing here, though? Aw, yeah. Hey, if you see our sister, tell us to come my way. Will do, if I end up changing costumes. Oh, cool. Glad to see this one. 14th place, Lung _ Truffle Man. Score 39.0. 38, 45, 31, 35, 46. 1 energy element and 3 noble nickels. And yeah, this is a good one. I like this. I like this level a lot. I think this one would probably be in my my personal top tier 10. Anyway, yeah, go left. There's a noble nickel. The other 2 are actually very well hidden, but given that I how much I actually really like or love this level, I actually played it quite a bit. Just sort of played it for obviously once while going through normally, and actually just played it a couple extra times just for the sake of actually just playing the level. So yeah, I'm hoping I can remember where the other noble nickels are. But yeah, they aren't half well hidden. But yeah, this has a very nice mushroom theme kind of stage going to it. Apologies if no one gets the reference to this, but yeah, this reminds me so much of a certain boss in I Want to Be the Sublime, which is I Want to Be fangame that I played. There's a boss in there called Boomer's Tuber who has this sort of grid line attack at some points in time, and he also sends out enormous amounts of quantities of mushrooms. So yeah, I always get I Want to Be the Sublime flashbacks when I'm playing this stage. And you see that little crack there in the wall? Well, not now that I've broken it, but yeah. Hopefully you might get to see the other one, which I think the noble nickel is hidden behind later in the stage. But yeah, that crack in the wall there, break it apart, and yeah, there's our hidden noble nickel. But yeah, I love the look of this stage. I love the enemies, how they look, how they behave, and just the patterns in which you have to kind of deal with some of the enemies in terms of how you want to dodge them and such like that. I think this level's really, really nicely done. So this thing you want to sort of give it a bit of time to home its shots in on you, and then jump over them, and then you can kind of reset it and lather, rinse, repeat. If you go gung ho on that and just keep manically jumping, the chances are you'll get whacked by its kind of I don't even know what to call that attack, but it sort of sends out like a beam. Let's just call it a beam. But yeah, yeah, if you sort of fake it out or just take your time over it, then yeah, you get a lot more fun getting through that. And this bit, I think you probably could rush as well, but yeah, I like kind of just sort of taking a bit more of my time with that section actually, and sort of sliding out the way. This one's a little bit tricky. You sort of have to take it in steps. Yeah, I think I'm probably just going to use charge shots from here, and I'll do the same trick I just mentioned. So yeah, wait for it to shoot at me, because it will home in on me, jump over it, get my shot in, and then wait again. And that's taken out fairly straightforwardly. I'm worried I've missed a noble nickel. We'll see. I don't know though off the top of my head now. I'm having a bit of a panic attack. Anyway, this is a nice little mid-boss. So yeah, he jumps from one side of the screen to the other. He shoots 3 pellet shots, and then when he lands, he sends out a whole bunch of these pellet shots. And then he does again this beam attacks, which you can hopefully kind of lead the shots in. So yeah, he doesn't seem to have much of an invincibility frame either, the boss. So mid-boss, but yeah, no, really fun mid-boss. I like that one quite a lot. Once you get the hang of his pattern, pretty straightforward. And we've previously been introduced to these platforms, these mushroom platforms, if you will, or truffles, that you just bounce on. Well, here we've still got the bouncing gimmick, but yeah, this time we're moving along, or the platforms are moving along, and we have to keep up with them. So yeah, that's going to come into play quite a lot in the rest of the level. Don't think I missed it actually. I think it's coming up on the left. Just be careful on some of the truffle platforms, obviously, not to jump too high when you're over spikes. Yeah, here we are. I think this is it. If it's not, then well, yeah, colour me embarrassed if it's not. But yeah, that one's quite easy to miss. I'd say more so than the first one. But of course you have to know that you're looking for cracked blocks anyway, so nah. I don't trust either of those jumps, or frankly, so I'm just gonna use Rush Jet to get over there and back again. Thank you. Anyway, those are our 3 no nickels on the stage. So yay! Now we just got to get out to what is definitely the trickiest section of the stage. Hopefully I don't have to resort to Rush Jet or Super Arrow or anything to get by, but yeah, you're going to need to be quite quick here. The platform does not hang about, and we've got spikes and other obstacles as well in the way, so yeah, take out the enemies as quick as you can, and hopefully you'll be alright. But yeah, easier said than done. Well, can be easier said than done. But we're through, and we're to the boss, which I've only got half health on, so unfortunately I might die on, but I like this boss as well, and it is actually Truffle Man. So, he likes to jump around the room, again shoot waves of pellet shots, jump on me quite a lot as well. He then also sends out these has these sort of beams which go up to the ceiling. Obviously you want to stay out of their laser track when they fire, or you'll take a whole bunch of damage. Yeah, this fight can go one of 2 ways. It depends on where he wants to jump. Nearly pulled that off. Yeah, no, decent. I like this fight. I mean, it should be fine, absolutely no problem now. I'm going in with a full health bar. If I die this time, I'll be very disappointed. If I had just a little bit more health there, I think I probably still would have done that. I got to one of those bloody spine enemies right before the boss. That was kind of irritating. I was right before the bloody boss gate. I think without that hit, I might still be able to pull that off. But yeah, no, this is still a really fun fight. The thing that catches me out probably most is the 3 pellet attack. If he's sort of in close proximity to me. Sometimes he can jump at sort of awkward angles as well, but that's hard to judge. Or sort of really long arcing jumps, which kind of catch me off guard. That was a bit annoying. If I'd had that boss fight last go, I think I'd have done it. I didn't take half damage there, so nah. Second time round went much better than the first, but. Anyway, yeah, really cool. Truffle Man's a really cool fight, and yeah, I love that level. And frankly, it's just what I needed after the previous one. It's got a really nice kind of aesthetic to it. I love the mushroom or the truffle kind of gimmick that's got aesthetics that's going on there. The gimmick with the bouncing platforms is simple. It introduces it initially where you just have them as kind of stationary obstacles, and then it ramps up to a section where you've got them moving and you've got to keep track with them. The enemies in that are really nice. I like the sort of the mechs, the mech sort of equivalents that pop up and. Obviously the fire. I love the sort of the bigger sort of ones that shoot the kind of the homing beam at you. Where you have to sort of plan your movements quite well to get through them. Those are really nicely done. I also really like the mid boss in that thing in that stage as well. And Truffle Man himself is really nice kind of custom boss as well. So yeah, no, that's just a really charming, fun stage with a really nice kind of gimmick and a really good difficulty curve as we kind of go through the level there, with a really good sub boss and a Robot Master final boss waiting for the end. So yeah, love that level. Pretty neat level. The custom enemies are actually super neat and adorable, and they're used and combined in interesting ways. I really like the enemy that shoots the wave of explosions. It's used in some pretty neat rooms, and it's interesting to work around. I'm not sure if I like how the Nova Nickels were hidden, though. 2 out of 3 are behind breakable walls. It took me a couple of playthroughs to even realise they were there. Both the mini-boss and boss were impressive and a lot of fun to fight, and the level's just fun in general. I don't like the final stretch for the boss, though, with the moving mushroom platform. It's a huge pain to try and kill the mushroom mechs while trying to stay caught up with the platform. I feel like better enemy choice would have made the section more fluid and fun. I still really like most of the level, though. It's just super fun and creative. That level really felt like something out of a fangame. The custom enemies were great, and the bouncing mushroom gimmick was executed very well. The small bounding mushrooms were placed in ways that were fun without being too hard for the level. The big ones went fast enough to keep you on your toes, but slow enough that you could catch up to them if you fell behind. The mini-boss was also fun to fight. It was a bit spammy, but fair, because it didn't have much invincibility time, if any. My main issue is that the stage was a little bit too short. I wanted to play more. Truffle Man himself looks really cool and the fight is fun, but that laser attack takes up a bit too much space. Overall, though, fantastic level. Pretty nice level. I like the mushroom-themed enemies and how they behave, though, but I'm kind of sad the level forgot about 2 of its enemies after the first room. Aside from that, it's pretty consistent, has a nice flow to it. I like the mid-boss, but I have some problems with Truffle Man himself. Aside from his buster dealing a lot of damage and often chasing me down after I thought I'd already dodged it, since every bullet homes individually rather than it being a streak of 3 in the same direction, he limits off the arena, often causing the player to be right next to him, which is not where you want to be when a robot mushroom is tossing peas at you. I think it could have been more interesting if you utilised the pollen bombs from some of the enemies in the level instead of cutting off parts of the arena. The level itself is mostly fine, though I'm not a fan of the last section before the boss. The Truffle Mets on those platforms have to be taken out quickly, or else the player will miss their ride. Placing a non-shielded enemy on the ride would have made getting back on the platform more reliable to accomplish. Overall, the stage doesn't do much, but it has a nice theme and is fun to play. It's a pretty good level. The stage layout is actually very solid, however there are some issues, such as with certain enemies being too difficult to avoid, or noble nickels that are too hard to find. I like the mushroom enemies too. Other than that, there's not much else that's considerably interesting in this stage, but it's still one I enjoyed. So here comes this level, feeling like it is straight out of one of the more official games, more or less. Good stuff, negatives to the stage. I think the colour palette is a bit drab and boring. The spring mushrooms and enemy mushrooms should have at least been different colours to help lessen confusion between what is an enemy and a gimmick. And I felt like it was very bizarre that the mid-boss has a greater range of attacks than the Robot Master. The weirdest bit of the stage, the single solitary Katabonyon from Mega Man 6 that shows up randomly and isn't used again. Bear in mind this is all minor, very nitpicky stuff. I guess the only real issue here is it not the most creative stage out there. The stage gets the enemy and gimmick conveyance spot on, the theming is completely consistent and well joined, strange tracker flies aside, and finally, it makes full use of every gimmick to its full effect. I have a slight issue with the Master, the fact that lasers are suddenly introduced in the stage is a bit off-putting, but this is yet again a nitpick. He seems pretty difficult, but also pretty fair once you get used to him. As far as good Mega Man levels go, this counts, and in my opinion, ticks every box. Great work! So just to show off again to the right-hand side that we would get back to this Rainbow and indeed Gyro Man, and indeed that's where we would go up to level to tier 10. But yeah, we're still in tier 9, so we want to head up. Dynaman. You're one of the few people that actually knows who I am. If you are, then you deserve a nice big cookie. 13th place, Kuno Shashikia, Mount Sabre. Score 39.4. 40, 41, 46, 37, 33. 1 energy element and 3 noble nickels. And 1 excessively long load time. And yes, now I remember this one. Tornell, Simia scaled this mountain to rescue the residents of Leaf from the grip of the Dragonian army, but he's been gone for far too long. I'm afraid our hero may be in danger and needs your help. Go after him and see what you can find out. Have a safe journey. Apologies, I'm not going to remember what this game is a reference or homage to. I think one of the judges mentions it as such, so we'll find out. So I'll mention it then, once the judges, you know... Can I talk to all these people, or they're just... Okay. Can't shoot them, they're like, you know, civilians or people I need to save or whatever. But, yeah, apologies. I think it's a fairly obscure game from memory, so, yeah, I can't remember exactly what it is. But I think at least one of the judges mentions what this is a reference to. So, yeah. We'll hear about it then. But yeah, this stage has certainly got its charm to it, and yeah, I think it's pretty nicely done one as well. Whoops. Okay, some of the enemies have got these. Wow. Okay, some of the dagger enemies seem to have got slightly odd hitboxes now. I'm sort of going through this, but maybe that's just me. Don't know at the moment. Great, lovely. I can't tell whether that was a hand or a flower, but oh well. We also seem to have like zombies just sort of ambling around as well, so cool. These ones that actually, yes, okay, they are the platforms that disappear, and again, random stupid sliding for no friggin' reason. Okay, most things don't actually hurt you until you turn around. Okay. Well, we'll be getting that. I don't think that actually is a noble nickel, from memory. I think that is just sort of some collectible thing. Yeah, here's an actual noble nickel. So yeah, I'm not quite sure what, if anything, it does. Maybe open a gate over here or something, but yeah, I always obviously collect it just on the way past anyway, so never really actually sort of end up finding out what it is. I'll take these out, hands or flowers or whatever the hell they are actually out, so that I can at least show off the plant-looking thing over on the left-hand side, which actually is health. So of course we've got the regular kind of health pickups from enemies and such like that, but of course it didn't register because I was already at full, so that wasn't a very good demonstration at all. But yeah, unless I've completely forgotten, that thing is actually yeah, a health. Wow, those blocks are slightly glitchy. Yeah, good. I'm also good to remind of the fact that noble nickels are actually showing as noble nickels. I think they pretty much are on every stage, but again, there are some that are like for instance the last stage as well with those trinkets when you sort of first come across them. I probably don't know. Almost certainly do not need super arrow or anything to get over that pit, but let's not risk it. Let's not risk me mucking up my jump or accidentally sliding into the pit. Oh, but this might be a show it off actually. Yeah, there's the health, and this is weapon, I think. So yeah, I think super arrow will be filled up. Yeah, so those plants do indeed serve as health and weapon, but only, of course, for specific ones that already exist in the stage, as opposed to ones that enemies drop or whatnot. I will collect these things, even though I say I'm not even sure there's really much purpose to them. But no, well, these freaking things are annoying to hit. But for the most part, you can usually just find they don't they go in like a big wave. For the most part, you can probably avoid them. Obviously, if they are right in your path, or right at the height you're at, then obviously it can be a bit tricky. But yeah, they either probably tend to be slightly too high or slightly too low. Yeah, they shouldn't be that tricky for the most part. Obviously, some are going to be right at your height, and yeah, you need to obviously deal with them. But I'm hoping I can slide under that, or indeed take this thing out before you shoot the beam at me. I don't know if I can kill that thing, but oh, actually, that shot the second time around a lot quicker than I was expecting to. I did see that. I was just incredibly clumsy. Yeah, you got the bolt. And missed the... But I think that was weapon energy anyway. I don't actually think that was health, so... Wouldn't have mattered anyway. Yeah, we'll just leave that one up there. I like the obviously... Oh, again, it's one of those stages that's obviously got a lot of charm going to it, or going for it, in terms of, the assets and everything that's being used. I feel like you're trying to get me to go up that path. You can obviously kill those things then. Okay, well I'm not going to get those coins then. So I can scroll back. No, okay, but yeah, it doesn't seem to, the coins don't seem to do anything, so I'm not overly fussed about them, to be honest. But yeah, clearly a level with its nice kind of own set of enemies and such like that we wouldn't normally see in a Mega Man game. So yeah, certainly got a lot of charm going for it. Not to mention that the level is actually pretty well designed and fun to play through as well. Charm will only get you so far. That's a bit tight. We'll get that health because I'm low on it. Do you still shoot, or have I scored you off screen to the point where you can't actually shoot? It does appear so. That's good. I don't have to be dealing with that coming from off the screen below me all the time. That would be annoying. Yeah, you're going to be just annoying, aren't you, in terms of blocking my shots to hit that dragon thing over there? Or whatever the hell it is. I was going to call it Dratini at one point in time. Okay. Oh, you're just going to propel me upwards, aren't you? So yeah, obviously just sit back and enjoy the ride. You can move during this section, but why bother? And I know there's the last noble nickel. Good. I'm going to scroll that back on screen. Probably get hit by one of the frigging daggers, but... Oh no, I'm going to do a pretty good job, and we get the last noble nickel. Good. I was slightly worried there that we were coming... I felt like we were coming to the end of the stage, and I was one noble nickel short, but thankfully there it is, right there and then at the end. Unknown. He's already dead. That's presumably the character talking, not Mega Man, obviously. Kelbesk. I am the great General Kelbesk. I am one of Dragonia's finest four. That's probably the game name, the game that it's referring to then. You better hope you're a high enough level to damage me. They don't tell you these things in the instruction manual. Don't recall him being too hard from memory. He likes to stamp his foot and just have these things from home in on you. the key is really not to get cornered, which can be easier said than done because he likes to jump around a bit of the time as well, so you need to not get cornered, which obviously leaves yourself with very little room to avoid them. But yeah, for the most part, all he seems to do, frankly, is jump around, stamp his foot, at which point in time these pebbles, or whatever the hell they are from up above, home in on Mega Man. But yeah, he's a very, very straightforward boss. Elder, are the rest of the villagers okay? I really appreciate your efforts. This man with crazy eyebrows came down in a floating capsule and trapped Simia and that one dude who looks like a fish when he jumps in here with me. You must put an end to his devious plans. He accidentally left behind this strange glowing orb. Take it with you. Sure, it will aid you with your quest. I don't believe then there'll be any way I can actually avoid that energy element and talk to the people on the right, or indeed try to fall down the well. I don't believe there's going to be any way I'm going to be able to bypass that energy element. No, I can't get over there. I can't get over there and fall down the well, though. Or fall on the well. But yeah, presumably the characters on the right there, you can't actually talk to them or interact with them in any way. So, oh well. But yeah, anyway. Well, again, nice little level. I don't think I enjoyed it quite as much as the Truffle one. It went on a bit longer, admittedly, and I think that's one of my I won't say criticism about the Truffle Man level was that it was too short, because I think would have loved to have seen more, but yeah, criticism for that seems sort of wide of the mark really, or a bit unfair. But yeah, that level a bit longer. And yeah, again, I suppose very much largely built around its charm with Dragonia or whatever it was referencing. But it's a very solid level anyway. I like the custom sprites with the I like the actual enemies that are in the stage as well. They feel very fair. They feel potentially quite challenging at some points in time, particularly the areas actually over pits with the sort of the noise or the echoes that sort of come down, that go up and down and would knock you into the pits. So I feel like it's got some decent challenge, and it's a pretty good level overall. It's got a good boss at the end as well, which is always appreciated. It's a pretty straightforward boss. I think the boss could have been done a bit better with so it was a bit more difficult and had a bit more variety of attacks. So say a jump and a stomp is about really it for it. But yeah, again, overall, really nice level, and again, one I really enjoy. Oh hey, more references I don't get. Very interesting level, though I'm not sure if I like the first half all that much. I don't really think it introduced some new enemies and its contents very well. I'm used to the melting ice blocks okay at best, and there's a couple of awkward jumps that annoy me. Also, the zombies don't actually run into you, they stop right in front of you. Once the level gets to the second half, though, it gets a lot more interesting, with some actually pretty difficult setups involving those sound wave enemies. It actually plays really well, and I like it a lot. The level also has a lot of charm going for it too, with funny dialogue through it, and it just seeming really clashy in an adorable way, seeing Mega Man just running around in what seems to be just your typical NES RPG, didn't actually leave Japan. So while the first half is pretty weak, the rest of the level is strong enough that I can still call it a pretty great level. This is so cool. I have no idea what game this level is based off of, but I really liked it nonetheless. My main issue was with the cave section. The green Dratini looking things and the spiders were spammed way too much. The bats were annoying and it seemed like my shots went through them. Also, the boss was pretty boring and it felt like more could have been done with it. Still, the level is pretty fun overall and it's a nice aesthetic, making it an enjoyable experience. What a charming stage. It feels like an adventure, and somehow the top-down plus side-scroller mix works beautifully. It's a bit long, but really well designed and doesn't suffer from its aesthetic either. I think if it was stripped from all its custom graphics, it'd still hold up as a fun and interesting stage. I think the enemies here have a bit too much HP, and some jump sectors can be rather tricky to overcome, especially when relying on the Buster, but this stage is great regardless. I kind of feel bad not knowing what franchise level makes reference to. Even that aside, I really like the ideas used and how they were used. I really like the ideas used and how they were used. The only part I didn't like was right before the boss stage, where it took me a long time to figure out how you could actually climb the blue wall like a ladder. Other than that, the level design is fairly solid, although I didn't like the very precise ice block section, and a few other places with enemies requiring precision or timing to avoid. Other than that, there's not much else I can say about this one, except that I really liked it. I have no idea what this stage is a reference to, admittedly, but it is a neat idea for a level. Okay, so none of the judges knew what this was. I presume it was whatever the actual boss mentioned or said it was from. If not, then okay, none of the judges knew what it was from. Anyway, yeah. But it is a neat idea for a level, and that is really all this is. A clever idea that is not expanded upon to any great depths. You know, look at the stage though, it's seriously unique. Mega Man traversing an overhead landscape. Cool. Nothing in the level actually taking advantage of this unique opportunity. Boo. At the very least, nothing feels like it's pointless or running for no reason, so the level is at least coherent. Still, by purely platforming standards, it's fun enough. Your new enemy assets are solid, even if a few of them had perhaps a little too much health. The zombie comes to mind. I wish I'd seen more platforming gimmicks of some description, especially if you weren't going to take advantage of the level's situation with the enemies. There is only one unique non-enemy gimmick in the stage, toward the end of the level. I really wish it was more than a mere cutscene in practice, though. Other neat features were the opportunity to talk to the non-playable characters. I kind of wish there were more of them, honestly, as the writing isn't half bad. The boss was alright. I'm rather surprised I never saw him use that sword of his, which he showed off in the intro. Maybe just another attack would have benefited him from being ultimately really forgettable. I'm glad he showed up all the same. Great idea and wonderful attention to detail to. Alas, the execution is utterly average. Could have done with a bit more of a push to utilise the advantage the concept had.